So setting up your meta ads is something that a lot of copywriters, a lot of business owners, they're really struggling with. They're really struggling to see where the ease is in being able to write for products that are going to convert on Meta and predictably convert. This isn't about gambling. This is about knowing what steps that it actually takes to predictably convert on Meta. Now, this is the process that I use for any new product. I have products sitting here, right now that I have to go through today. It's a bunch over here. Right now, I'm just using this product, which is a handheld 8-head, well, they call it 10-head, but these are heat massage gun. And it's from a company called VTT. I have another one of their massagers. This is one of their lesser expensive ones, cheaper. The new one is firmer, stronger. It has more impact. It can help break up adhesions. So there's stuff going on with it that are very sellable. It is a little bit pricier, but when they have it on sale, it's actually quite reasonable. So here you see the $179.99 price tag. But if I go over to the actual product, no, that's what it is right now. It's not on sale. So, when they do have it on sale, obviously it converts more, but at full price, it'll absolutely still convert, especially on Meta. Now, the marketplace environment on Meta is different than TikTok Shop. So you're able to do things that you, quite frankly, would get eaten alive for on TikTok Shop. So here's the process. Number one, I'm getting my positioning points. So when we talk about all the positioning points that a product needs, it needs these for a specific reason. It needs to know who these people are, who you serve, who you help, and why, and how. All of these things are incredibly important to getting a single ad to convert. Now, once you're getting into more than one ad converting and converting for a length of time, not just perform, die, perform, die, perform, die, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. That's so often how it is on Meta. Now, there's a reason for that, and this is it right here. There's a lack of diversity in the account. Now, I'm focusing on the positioning points and sub-positioning points here. And I'm going to drop this Claude thread into the description below so that you can actually read in some of my snarky prompts, but you can see what I'm telling it. Now, I am going to go through this account and acclimate it to the patterns that AI typically uses, the words AI typically uses, because it's been producing a lot of slop lately since the launching and then taking away of the Fable engine. So now what I did here is get all of my sub positioning points. I gave it examples of what these sub positioning points are, and then I asked it to build it. Now, here they are. So we got couples, right? And then we got 10 sub positioning points. So there's archetypically speaking, in circumstances that couples find themselves in, lots of things to talk about, to write about, to make videos about, to hire content creators to talk about. There's no limit to what you can be doing with a positioning point. Now, once we start getting into multiple positioning points that have sub-positioning points, now we're talking about the ability to grow a total addressable market, a TAM. And that is essential to convert, period. I can't tell you how many times I guarantee you have run ads that can and should convert. Not like ads like it, but those specific ads that you run and bomb could have worked had you had a TAM that was established like this creates. So you have all of these different positioning points and then all of your sub positioning points. Now, that's not even the extent of it, because each one of these can have, let's say, 10 opening lines. So now you're getting into more specificity on different ways of entering that conversation or making that conversation hand raisable to the people watching. So I created some examples down here to see what it looks like. Now, I was unhappy with, and you'll see my prompts get more snarky. But we're building all of those opening lines, thinking about UX, thinking about what people see with the copy to see what you actually need to say to get the most attention, to hook the most people. How is that opening line going to hook people? Is it with the right visuals, an open loop in and of itself that gets that dopamine and makes people watch? Because if it doesn't, you just wasted money. If you're a copywriter, you just wasted your client's money. So now I start combining somatic stress. Let's do the somatic stress. And so we're getting into archetypes, right? And I didn't break down specific archetypes, but I could do that for each positioning point or sub-positioning point, so that we can get even more specificity in our sentences. So I got some examples. It's asking me questions that were unnecessary. So here I'm trying to ground it and trying to get it to tell me what the puzzle pieces are that it's using to create these opening lines, so that we have rhyme and reason to predictably convert. And that's why I am so hitting that. The difference between gambling and investing ad spend is what you're seeing on my screen right now. So let's see, did I get what I want? Yes. So we have some opening lines here that are saying the same thing in different ways. And so this is going to help the meta algorithm cross-triangulate who these people are to create your TAM and expand your TAM. And when you do this for each one of your positioning points broadly, and each one of your positioning points archetypally, circumstance specific, symbol specific, you are, as they say, printing. So now I'm just combining archetypes, circumstance, just to give you ideas of how you can do this with any product. And that's not even just basic, taking a company's two products and making a video about, why you want the upgraded version. It's just simple things like that. And then simple things like that with specific positioning and specific archetypes. So, in circumstances. So the copy that you're seeing here, okay, so nobody tells you that content creation literally destroys your neck. because we're constantly looking down. So now we're asking very specific people who are making their living online more than at regular jobs, because regular jobs don't help people make a living anymore. And I can actually substantiate that. That's not just political hyperbole. That's real. And I could substantiate that on the cost of living and what jobs pay versus 30 years ago, and how much has gone up, how much wage has gone up in comparison to cost of living, inflation, all that type of shit. It's insane how our money doesn't go very far. So this is a viable positioning point, right? I mean, what I just said is the material to ground it down in authenticity. So I'm going to put this thread in the chat, or I'm sorry, in the comments, description. I'll get it right one of these times. And let me know what you guys think. I'm going to be doing a masterclass on how to do this. Not just show you, but how to do it. I'd love to know what questions you have. Please let me know. Like and subscribe so that we can grow this channel and I have a reason to post. Because what I'm talking about here, if you're a copywriter and you know how to do this, then you are worth so much more money than most copywriters. If you're a business owner, you don't need a copywriter, right? Because you're able to do this. All right, guys. I appreciate